going to be in shot when I'm filming. Okay, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Subu, bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make a larger Z fold card, a bit different, not too much different, but it's because it uses a 8 1/4 by 11 3/4 sheet, which is our A4 size. So I've done different measurements so it folds in a different way. So we're going to start off with a piece that measures 5 by 11 3/4, and you're going to put that in your trimmer and you're going to score that at 7 inches. So you're going to score it at 7 inches, then move it along to the 10 and score it at 10. Now, when you've cut your sheet of A4, which is the 11 3/4 by 8 1/4, and you've cut it down on the 8 1/4 side, you are left with this. So the piece that you are left with measures, and it slightly goes, rather than it exactly measuring 11 3/4, but if you're American and you're wanting to do this card, stick to the 11 3/4. Right, so it takes it down to really 3 1/4, but it's just 1/16 above that, which means that that's 5/16. So it really is 3 5/16. And again, you're going to put that in your trimmer and you're going to score that at 7 inches. Move it along to the 10 inches and score. Now, it doesn't matter which side you're scoring, because you'll end up. Now, let's bring back the bigger bit. Let me just move my trimmer out of the way. So we've got the bigger bit, and you're going to make sure that the large panel is on the right hand side, and then you're just going to fold up the first score line and crease that forward, and then you're going to take the next one and bend it backwards. Okay, so that you'll end up with your Z fold like that. Okay, so now we're going to put our mats and layer on. So I've got a piece of white, basic white, and this measures an 1/8 of an inch shorter, so it measures 6 7/8 by 4 7/8. So it's just 1/8 shorter, and we're just going to mount that on there. So let's put this mat on. Now, if you want to be more frugal with your white card, because I know the card's expensive, you could cut something out of this before if you wanted to. So our card is really smooth, beautiful for doing all your stamping on. So then you're going to have a piece of foil card, or you can just use DSP. It's the same DSP I'm using throughout. So it was oh, sorry, let me tell you, Lemon Lolly is the colour I'm using. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that at the beginning. This is no longer available, but any of the foil cards would work with this, or you could just use ordinary DSP that coordinates with the card. You don't have to do it yellow Lemon Lolly, you can do it anything that coordinates. Okay, so this now measures 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, so that we'll have a nice equal increment going all the way round. So this was the one that went with the Splendid Day sweets. I don't often get sweets, but I got the Splendid Day sweet, and I'm still working through the card. Now, Splendid Day is no longer available as a suite, but you can get the Splendid Day stamp set and die cutting set in clearance currently. Right, so now we're going to have another piece of white for this, and so this measures 2 7/8 by 4 7/8 to go there. I'm just going to fill that in. Put that down, making sure I've got equal increments all the way around. Okay, make sure it matches up. Okay, there we go. And then our DSP to go on the top, we'll measure 1/8 of an inch shorter. So that is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So just a little tip, if you've got a design like mine is, where the pattern is all at the bottom, cut your strip, so put it on its side like that, and cut your strip down to your 4 7/8, and then you can just slice it off to the sizes you want. Okay, and the last piece for this bit is 1 I'll just show you. It's the 1 1/2, but it's 1/16 past it. So it is actually 9/16. But if you think about it as putting it in at 1 1/2, moving it along just that one, so that makes it 1 9/16 by your 4 3/4. No, 4 7/8, of course. 4 7/8, sorry. 4 7/8. And that's going to go on the end bit here. Just make sure we've got equal increments. This is going to be a really solid card by the time it's done. And then your 4 3/4 by, and I'll bring my trimmer back in to show you. So it's 4 3/4 by, you're just going to go to the 1 1/2 and then pull it back one, which will make that 7/16. Okay, so just our card. Now, if you were doing it in America and you are using a 12 by 12 to get this, then yours would not need the 16s. You could do that at the extra 16th on top. Okay, so you just really make it 1/8 of an inch shorter each time. Okay, so that's the first part. Now that's how it will fold. Now we're going to bring in, now I'm going to stick these first. I'll stick them first. Oh no, I won't. I'll stick these on first. Right, now what you've got to do is decide where you want your band. So this is going to be the Z fold, and it wants to be the other way around. So bring back in. So we've folded this over like we did the other one. We're folding it exactly the same way. So you bring in the first one in and the second one out. Give that a really good crease. Now, instead of having it the same way as what that one was, you flip it over and then twist it round. Okay, so I'll show you again. You will have it folded exactly the same way, but what you'll do is you'll flip it over and then twist it round. Now, what we've got to do is decide where we're going to place this. And we're going to start with it on this side. So we're going to glue this side first, and we can't glue it up to the edge. See where I was positioning it? We can't do that. We have got to tuck it in underneath, and this side now has got to be placed at the edge like that. Okay, so when it folds like that, you'll see that it's folding really within there, but that won't, because it will pop up, and we'll put that on the outside. Now I think I am going to go for it, and I'm just going to position it to just see what I want to do. So whether I do want to put it there at the bottom, or whether I want it to be in the middle, or whether I have it slightly lower. I think actually I'm going to go, so I've left about 1/2 inch at the bottom. I think I'm going to go for that. So what I'm going to do is put glue on this one first. Okay, so I'm putting glue on that one first. Move that glue. So I'm putting glue. Now, because if you've got paper like me that's foil, I've got to be very, very careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm holding it up, getting it level with the edge here. So I'm getting that level. I'm going to hold that in place and push down. Now, why I've done that is because I use, I think it's called Kalal glue, and it's alcohol base to it. It dries fairly fast. You have to be a bit careful when you're using foil, because it will strip the foil off. So I'm going to put that and just really hold that down a minute. Okay, and I think I'll leave that for the moment, and we'll start to decorate. So I'm leaving my foil, I'm making sure that that is keeping on the edge there, and I'm going to start to decorate this part here. Right, now what have I done with those pieces then? Where did they fall? Oh, they've all gone on here. Right, okay. So the first piece that we want is, again, it's our basic white, and the basic white, it measures, so we've got to go to the 3 1/4 and then pull it back 1/16, which will mean that is 3 3/16. So if you just, for easiness, if you put it to the 3 1/4, then pull it back 1/16, then you will have the right size. And then of course that is your 6 7/8. So as I explained to you at the beginning, we're having to work in 16s because of it being our size card. If you were not, you could just do it 3, and you could have made this piece here 3 3/4 to save you doing the 16. So I'm just making sure that my white is in the middle, and then I've got the same DSP that I'm putting on the top. So this, again, we've got to go in 16s for the width of it. So this measures 3 1/16. So you've put it in at 3 and push it along this time, so it's 3 1/16, and that measures 6 3/4. So that's going to sit on the top of there. So we'll just put that on an equal increment all the way around. Okay. Now, I like to set myself challenges, and I have challenged myself to use more ribbon, and I want to use some vellum as well. Now vellum's a bit tricky because sorry, I'm out of shot. Vellum's a bit tricky because it shows the glue through it, so we've got to be quite clever with this. So what I'm going to do is build up this first and then we'll glue this on. I don't normally do it that way round, but because we're working with vellum, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to build this up first, and I've decided this is going to be an anniversary card. So I've already, now this colour brown, I was going to put that on my dimensionals. Because this is, I should have one, there we go, that's it, found it now. And oh no, that is my mini. I know I've started a, I don't know what I've done with it. I'll have to start a new one. Right, no worries. Can't see where I've gone with my, oh, just a minute, I'll be behind it. Yes, we are behind it. There we go. I'm going to use my dimensionals. So I'm going to put some on the back of my happy. Okay, so I'm going to be fairly generous today with these. Sticking them because I want my word to be lifted up and I want it to sit in the top corner. So I'm going to have my happy. So I'm going to remove that and we'll just work on the vellum. So I'm going to put my happy fairly at the top. There we go. And then I'm going to put my, now I'm going to swap to minis. So yeah, they're minis. Because this is a smaller one, I'm going to swap to minis. Sorry, I went out of the screenshot. Just don't get this, sorry, I don't get this right. One day I will, to where I need to film. I need to put myself a square to show myself where I need to be, because it's, I'm always going out of shot these days with this filming tackle that I've got now. Right, so let's put that up there a minute. This is going to be in the bottom corner. So the anniversary is going to go down in the bottom corner. Then I've got some sprigs. So I've got this from the dies of the Splendid Day. And I've also cut two of those, so I'm going to put those at the bottom. But I thought, what do I want in the middle? So I've got this nice little sprig that I'm going to put in the middle, and I'm going to kind of try and make these go off it as though it was part of it. So I'm just going to get some glue on here. So I've cut this out with the same foil that the card foil that I've been using. Cut it out with that. So let's twist it round in my hand. Just try and see whereabouts I want it. Roughly there. So I'm going to put that down, and then I think I'll bring in the bottom one first. And put that. So I want to kind of make it come off that little bit there. So I've tucked it in there. Now you could use any sprigs that you've got, anything fancy that you've got for that in a bit. You could use 3 of these out of the Splendid Day. It's I want to start using things that I've got. I'm going to put that alongside that, so it kind of does a flourish like that. Okay, and the Splendid Day I actually got with the ribbon, and actually I'd planned to put the ribbon on before, haven't I? So that's not going to work now. So I'll go back to my original of just having my bow maybe at the top of the bottom. I'll see about that because I'm challenging myself to use some ribbon as well. Right, just move those out of the way. So now we've got these places now where we can put our glue and it's not going to show. So anywhere that we have got the things glued on the other side, we can put some glue. So I'll put a bit there. So anywhere. So this won't show now. I'll put a load on there because that's where it's not showing. Okay, and there. And then we're going to centralize this. Put that there. And again, I've got to be careful because I can't make a mistake putting it down because of the actual glue will fetch the foil off. Right, so I've got that. I'm also now going to use no, I'll have to glue it, some of the sprigs out of the Splendid Day. I think they were called Stylish Stems actually. So we're gonna kind of fit these on the top. Now you see why I didn't glue that down in position, because I want to put these. Now I'm going to just slip in a bit of card so that it's not resting on my foil, and I've cut out, I've got this sprig here is from the Beauty Abounds. Now there's lots of sprigs in different sets, so just look what you've got, or look in the new catalogue, look in the annual catalogue, and there's lots. So it will be slightly different than mine unless you've got the dice from mine, but the principle is here that you can do it. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there, but before I go to dry it, I'm going to put this sprig going underneath it first. I should put that on there first, probably. Come on, I want you to lay it aside. I want to watch that I'm not too high up. I did go a bit high there, didn't I? Yeah, I need to move that down a lot more. So I'm just going to turn these down and move them down. I'm going to pull this down a bit and pull that down. Let's have a look. Yes, and then I better pull this one down a lot more. So it won't have as much hanging over as what I originally thought, but I think we can just adjust where necessary, so that can come up a bit more. Just keep playing with it and seeing the outside borders, that'll be fine. And then the middle one, now I should have one more of my sprigs. So what's happened to that? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to kind of look at this again, where I want these. So all the time I'm looking at the outside of this to see where I can and can't put it. So I'm just seeing, I would have liked it more to flourish. If I'd have sat that down at the bottom, perhaps I ought to have done that, sat that down at the bottom, then I could have had more of my sprigs showing. So I'll just have to see now where I can put that, that's fine. And then bring this one as well, run that and that. You can see where that. Let's go a little bit further down. That's it, I think. Let's pull it a bit further down. Okay. Now you won't see any of that because in a minute we're going to glue this on here now. So what I suggest is you put your fingers on just underneath, like I've done there. Oh, actually you can see it with that, can't you? So what you've got to make sure is that you don't glue beyond those. So just keep it in there, as long as it's in there, and you're all right. Okay, so that is then going to be glued on there, and let's just hold that for a second or two. Okay, so oh dear, got some glue there. Might be all right. Okay, I'll do with something with that later. Okay, so now as I open it up, I'm going to put, just make sure it's not moving, I'm going to put my pieces here. So I'm going to hold it, it's holding itself. I'm going to leave it like that so that I can put these pieces here. So this white piece here, this measures 1 1/4 and 1/16, so that will actually be 5/16. So put it on 1.5. What am I thinking? 1.5, and then push it along that 1/16. Okay, and that of course measures your 3, and you want 3/16, 3 and 3/16. Okay, so we're going to put that on there as well. Just be careful when you put that on because you don't want to get glue. So I'm going to make sure that that lines up, and then we're going to put, oh, didn't I? I didn't cut that short. I thought I'd done that. So just going to have to cut that a bit shorter. So what was that? That was, let me make sure, that was 1 1/2 and 1/16. So I'm going to pull it back so it's just under. Let's hope I've done that right. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll just show you. So that is 1, and if you put it in at 1 1/2 and then pull it back 1/16. So put it in at 1 1/2, pull it back 1/16, and then that measures your 3 and 1/16. So if you put it on the 3, push it to the 16 before you cut it. And I thought that that was all ready, so I might have actually had the right piece and put it back in all with the rest, but it doesn't matter. I've got this done now. This again, if you've got the Hues of Happiness, that had a lovely sprig in it. Oh, let me measure this before I glue it. The Hues of Happiness would work that sprig from that. The vellum, I didn't tell you the size of the vellum, did I? Right, this is 2 7/8, so it's 2 7/8, and then it's your 3 3/16. So this is going to glue on the side. Now that is from the ornamental layering dies, so I don't use those enough. I've had them quite a long time now and haven't got the use out of them, so need to keep playing with them. So I don't intend to just buy things and just shove them in a cupboard or sell them on. I like to use them. Right, so this is 3 and you're going to say, 2, and you're going to say 2 3/4 and push on 1. No, sorry, you're not going to say that. Let's just get that right. No, that is 2 3/4. Sorry, that is 2 3/4 by your 3 and your 1/16. And that's going to go there. Okay, and put that in there. Okay, make sure you've got your equal increments. Oops, can't see if I'm moving the foil or moving that now. Okay, that's it. Now, ahead of time, I've done the postage one. I think this is still available. The postage, come on, punch, that's it. And I love this set. It's the, I think, called Celebrate You. Where did I put it? I put it somewhere. Yes, it's right in front of me, silly me. Celebrate You. Yes, Celebrate You. This is one of the sentiments from that. I think it's lovely. So I'm going to also stamp some other. Now, this is soft suede, and I don't have ink in soft suede. In fact, I barely have any card of it because I bought a pack of neutrals, not now, in the last catalogue before they did the colour refresh, and I've still got some soft suede, and I just happened to thought, oh, I like it with the lemon, then thought I haven't got any ink to go with it. So this, what I've done is I've stamped off. So don't forget our inks, you can always stamp off. So of course what I did was I trialled it to start with to see how far away the colour would be. So that's the full strength, and then that made it weaker when I stamped off and stamped that. So I've just stamped it off once, and that works nicely. Okay, so that will be how it looks from the front. You've got that going off at there, and then you've got something to look at going off there. So we're going to now, and why it's different is because I've made this panel shoot over the edge here, look. Because of how I've done mine, it makes quite a big card, an impressive card. So I just thought that was nice. And I wanted to put some of these of my embellishments. I'm going to use a glue dot because I forgot I was wanting to use these, because I've not really used these at all. That's a bit big, so I'll use something smaller. So I'm going to just put a glue dot on the end of it. So I'm going to pick it up, put it, and I'm just going to stick it under a happy birthday anywhere I like. So that's one there, and I think I'll be able to stick another one. So we're going to stick a few of these to, oops, I've got the glue dots out. What am I doing? I'm going to stick another one. They are quite bulky, these, but I'm going to go for sticking them under. That's going to come out. Stick that down in there. And then I'll have one on the anniversary as well. There's that. Get that out there. Put that going under there. I think I'll have one trailing out here as well. Oops, wrong thing. So I'll do coming out there. and you shouldn't have 4. That's wrong. So I'm going to use a 5th one and see where I want that sticking. So I think I'll stick 2 going up there into that space. Press those down. So got nice things going off on the front there. Oh, I should have stuck one up there, shouldn't I? That might rub off actually. I'll see if it will later. I think it is rubbing off. Okay, so that's the front, and now we're going to go for what I'm going to do on the back. So I just had a random piece of card, so I'll tell you what it is, and this measures 4 inches by 3 5/8. Okay, so I'm going to do it the longest way. So move those out of the way. And I thought it was really nice. Grateful to celebrate you every day. I thought that was lovely. It will go with a lot of cards, but before I do that, I wanted to do some more stamping, didn't I? So I'm going to bring in the big flower. I got that, didn't I? The big flower, and I'm going to do this in the lemon lolly. So I'm going to bring lemon lolly in, and I think I'm going to stamp off some there. Move that along a bit. Stamp off some down there, and I think I'll bring that down in the corner like that. Okay, and then you have got an infill for this, so I'm going to just take that off there a minute and bring in the infill. But this time I'm not going to stamp it straight on. I'm going to use it to stamp off. So I'm just making sure got that nice and clean. Oh, will help if I take off the actual bit that I keep on. Okay, so there we go. So put that on there. So what I'm going to do is turn over my sheet of paper. Just going to stamp off like that, and then you just roughly fit this. Let's see how it fits. I think actually you just kind of, doesn't matter how you do it. So I'm going to twist it and stamp it there, and then stamp off and bring that kind of like that. So that's how that goes. And then I'm going to bring in my where's it gone? Put it out ready. What have I done with it? Can't seem to see it. Should have had them all together, so it should be here somewhere, because I don't think I didn't put it back, did I? No, it should be around here somewhere, so just bear with while I look for it. Did I put it down there? No, I hid it under there. Right, so this is the early espresso. So as I said, the early espresso was too dark a brown, so I'm going to make sure I've inked up, and I'm going to do it once and then bring it in and do that, and so that makes it lighter. And then I've got the best is yet to come. So again, I'm going to stamp off, and then it's going to go underneath, and the best is yet to come. Okay, and then you can write underneath that. But I do really love this Celebrate You. I think it's gone, which is a shame, because it's got, you are every bit of wonderful, happy Father's Day, happy birthday, welcome little one, grateful for you, happy Mother's Day, happy anniversary, just for you, lots of love, best is yet to come, you're on my mind and in my heart, wishing you a happily ever after, proud of you, Easter, and congrats. It's got some really excellent sentiments there, and I just thought that those, you know, they're great for anniversary cards, they're great for birthday cards, you know, just encouraging people really, so they're great. Right, so I'm just going to turn this over now and turn this over and put this on the back now, so that's going to go in there, and bring my glue in to do it. Now this card is going to be hand given, so I can make it with all the layers. If you were going to post it, you might want to consider knocking off a layer and not doing it so bulky, but I'm going to hand give it, so it's not an issue for me. Or I would do the large letter post in England that we can do, but I just think that's nice. Hope you like that. And when it comes, that's how it will be. It's hard to see. I will take a photograph of it and put it up, so it will stand nice, and you've got all that lovely foil showing off. I think that's really pretty anniversary card, so I hope you really like that. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you for my regular watchers. I do appreciate you. Do press the subscribe button, because you never know when I'm going to come on, because I come on at all different times. In fact, I'm going to add some more while I'm thinking about it. I come on at all different times, so you know, you're better pressing that notification bell, then you won't miss my uploads. I'm going to put, oh, and I've forgotten my bow. Oh, would my bow work up there? Let's just have a look at this. As I say, challenging myself to, might tuck that behind there. Yeah, I'm going to go for the bow. So I did want to bring in the bow. So this is soft sea foam. I'm going to get a glue dot. It was, as I say, came with the suite, and I just forget to use it. And it's such a pretty ribbon. That's it. Let's put that in there. Put it right on. And I'm going to cut this. It's a sheer ribbon, so you can see right through it. I'm just going to tuck that behind there and tuck that behind the happy, like that. Okay, I like that. Okay, just put that, and I think I will stick some opals on as well. So let's see, I'll stick a smaller one, give it that added bling. I'm using, so I'll put one there, and then I'll go for one just there. Okay, there. So that's the final now. I'm not touching anymore. So yes, I do thank you very much for dropping by. Hope you did like the card. It will go live when it lets me go live. I will retake the photograph, and so you'll see the card displayed, but I'll just show you. I hope you like it. Please give me a thumbs up if you like it, and as I say, thank you very much for my supporters who keep coming and supporting me and leaving lovely comments. I do appreciate them. Stay safe, stay well. God bless. Bye for now.